It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Liane and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Liane and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and High podcast
With me, legendary Liane,
and me, magnificent Melissa.
where connection, laughter, gratitude, and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu. And welcome to our midweek pick-me-up episode of Question of the Week. So, Melissa, last week we had the big question of, do you, on an aeroplane, take your shoes off? Yes or no? And if you do, what then happens if you need to go to the toilet? And I think there's some lies out there, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie about this. I think people are telling fibs because I said to you on my flight to Mexico, 50%, now that I haven't scientifically backed me statistics here.
Our listeners know we don't.
They're not, this is
we're not here for facts.
Not here for facts, unverified information. But as a rough estimate, 50% of the people on that plane were going to the toilet with either a socked, I'd say more socks than barefoot, but without shoes on. And the people we have spoken to, when we've been out in the streets are saying that they don't go barefoot to the toilets.
I haven't had anybody saying they're going completely barefoot. You know, they're not, but I've had quite a few people saying they're going in just their socks.
Well, we had a disclosure from you, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, I shared it in last podcast.
Oh, did you? Did you share it last week?
Well, yes, I shared it when we spoke about it. I said that when I'd gone on my solo trip.
Oh, I thought you disclosed that at a later point. I thought that was in a conversation.
No. That I was standing there in the queue in my play suit. Oh, schoolgirl era.
Double play
in a play suit. I can't remember if I spoke about the play suit at that point, but yes, I was standing in the queue suddenly going, oh no, because I did actually, when we've had some conversations, I've had some conversations about this, people saying, you don't want things trailing on the floor, do you?
No.
Really? So,
no. Well, Sam came in the DMs and she said she doesn't even have a wee on a plane.
No. I don't know how that's happening.
She's holding her wheeze because there's absolutely no way she is going to the toilet on an aeroplane. If her son needs to go, she like holds him over the toilet if he needs to go, but she is absolutely holding it. And I was like, I need to know more information about the lengths of flights. Like, where is the furthest you've travelled? Because I had 2 weeks on my way to Mallorca. It's only a 2-hour flight.
Oh, I'm the same. I'm going when we first not long get on, and then definitely going before we land. I've got a thing in my head thinking, well, once we get off, what if I don't find a toilet for somewhere? Even when we go on the train somewhere, well, when I say we, so you're just on the train with me every time, myself, even if we're about 10 minutes away from King's Cross, I was like, I'll just go for a wee. Yeah. I've got something that I like to just get myself, I'm preparing myself, I'm setting myself up for success.
You are setting yourself up for success, but Sam, she must have a very, very robust bladder.
That's all I can never gone on, because I've been on numerous flights in the past where we would have been consuming
alcoholic
girls'
beverages.
trips, you know, the drink in the airport, then on the flight, the toilet's coming in there somewhere. So I'm wondering how Sam has managed all of this
without a wee. Shocking news. I think that was the most shocking discovery that
she did say. That she was thinking about taking her pink sparkly Crocs. I think.
Yes,
on our next holiday. Was that maybe then to go to the toilet, or was she just sharing that she's going to take her
I think it was more to be able to slip her foot out of a shoe, but not for the purposes of going to the toilet.
That would make sense.
I think they're two separate things. I think there is wanting a comfortable foot, and a lot of people experience swelling. I think a lot of our listeners, you're getting a swollen foot during a flight. So some people, they can't take the shoes off, because if they do, they'll never get them back on. So Sue came in and said she'd love to get a shoe off, but she'd never get a shoe back on. She needs to wear the old stockings, the compression stockings, so she needs to go in with them. Obviously, we talked about Liane last week. She would love to. She'd be there barefoot, 100%, no shadow of a doubt. She would be in those toilets barefoot if she was able to take her DM sandals off and get them back on.
Well, Liane did actually come in with a confession to us, didn't she?
I can't remember. You'll have to tell me.
Mutiny clip.
Yes, I forgot about that. So we went to see Testicle, our local. We've got a local fabulous drag artist Miss Testicle, and she was playing at the club in Newton Aycliffe, and we danced our little socks off. Was I barefoot as well? Did she?
I don't know. You didn't disclose this when Liane was disclosing
No, I don't feel
but
it's something I would have done. I don't feel it's on brand for me, but I cannot guarantee. Liane will be shouting at the TV. She watches us on a Monday.
while she's on the exercise
When
bike.
she's on the exercise bike,
Yeah.
she puts us on the telly.
Yeah.
And
Hi, Liane. Love you.
Hi,
Thank
Liane.
you.
Waving at you here. Keep going. Do another 10 seconds.
That's
Keep going.
hilarious.
You've got this.
You've got this. Come on.
But
well done. You're amazing.
She'll be shouting at the TV if I did indeed go. But I think she would have slung me under the bus. She would absolutely have disclosed this when we saw her. But yes, I think the shoes came off for the dancing. Now Liane is a heel. Actually, I'll have been in my Dr. Martin era, so I wouldn't have needed to take my shoes off. I think I do remember the night in question, and I do remember what I was wearing, actually. I had a black sequin top on and a pair of shorts, and I wore me black patent and leather Dr. Martens. This was about 4 years ago. I can't remember conversations I had this morning. I can't remember that we talked about Melissa going to the toilet with the socks on in last week's episode. But I do remember what I was wearing 4 years ago at Christmas for a testicle show. So I will have been in my Dr. Martens, unrequired of me to remove those for dancing on the tables. But Liane, who is a heels girl, I used to be a heels girl, but then COVID happened and those heels went in the bin. No, thank you. I'm all about the comfort and the dancing. But Liane still likes to wear a gigantic heel. And after 7 hours of dancing, I think her feet couldn't take any more. Took the shoes off, couldn't get them back on because she's got trotters. And there she was, barefoot in the toilets of the Workman's Club. Oh,
yes,
dear.
so she did admit this, but she did tell me that if she's been dancing anywhere with no shoes on, she is washing her feet before she gets into bed on the evening, because she said there's no way that she's climbing into bed with her mucky feet.
Well, she says this, but I'd like Michael to Michael, could you verify this information, please, Michael? Because I believe what she believes when she's in the cold light of day of what she would do with those feet. But after a couple of Prosecco's and having the time of her life at a testicle show, I'm not sure she's getting those feet washed. I'd love Michael. Please do. You can WhatsApp us on 07466 324 579. We haven't announced our WhatsApp number yet, but we have a WhatsApp number, so you can get in touch. So send us a voice note on WhatsApp and let us know, Michael, is Liane actually washing her feet before bed? We would love to know.
Yeah. And I mean, just that reminded me of another story, shoe related, not plane related, but shoe related, where Sarah Jane, fan of the podcast, I think she's a little bit behind. So we'll know when she's listened to this one. So this is just we'll figure out. She had said that she was a little bit behind, but when we used to go out all of the time, her feet were always aching. Heels, they look very sexy. They're very good, but they can be very unkind to a woman's foot. Let's be honest. So there was a bar in Durham called Lloyd's. Well, it's still there, but for people who were not from Durham area. And she would always take her shoes off. And she actually got wrong off the bouncers. Not once, not twice. I think the third time they kept coming around and saying, put your shoes back on, because I don't think you're meant to be in bars where they could be barefoot, with glass, drinks, like everything. I think it's like probably...
It's a hazard. It's a health and safety minefield.
So when they came around the next time, and she had her shoes off, because what she'd do is she'd put them back on while they were there, and then the minute they walked off, she'd take them back off. And basically, they actually chucked her out. She was actually evicted, chucked out of Lloyd's for having no shoes. And it's one of them things you're like you got chucked out of Lloyd's.
That's a low point in your life, isn't it? Yeah.
But it was for not having shoes on. It wasn't because she was being aggressive, too drunken or anything. It was because she had no shoes on.
Wow.
So yes. But yes, it was, I had a mixture. There was a few people who do enjoy, like me, getting comfy on the plane. They're taking the shoes off and getting really comfy on the plane. But there was a few people who were then putting their shoes back on. But I have had a few people who are going with their socks on and going to the toilet. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. But I didn't have anybody who came in and said, yeah, I'm just going barefoot. So it does make you wonder. But I will just say, whether you listen, we made some connection. We were Alanis Morissette. and we connected with a brother and sister. Now, I asked them, we're talking about the podcast because, you know, we're podcasters, so why are we not going to tell people about this? We're proud of the work that we're doing. And I mentioned this and I said, so, you know, when you're on a plane, what do you do about the shoe situation? Where Adam, his name was, he openly said, he was like, oh yeah, I just take my shoes off. And I said, so what happens when you go to the toilet? He's like, I just go with socks on. And there was like you saw that light bulb moment on his face where he suddenly went, oh, and he had this moment of going, oh, I've just realised what's happening here. I'm going to the toilet. So I think there'll be a lot of people.
They're not realising.
They're not realising because it's carpeted. You think you're there. You're just wandering around. You probably think this is my home for the next X amount of hours. But really relaxed. You've been holiday mode. You might have had a few vinos. You never know. And there was this light bulb moment. Now, actually, just going back a little bit as well, what Adam also shared, I asked about a favourite. I mean, here we are. This is Scarborough, guys. Two strangers in front of us, brother and sister, and we're getting in with question of the week. This is how we roll. We're doing this. We're going out in the wild and doing this. And I asked the potato. He was a firm jack potato man.
Yeah,
But he also said, you've got posh or pooey.
Oh,
and I was like, tell me more, Adam.
Yes, he did.
Tell me more. What is the difference? So pooey. So he was saying, if you're just putting beans on, you've got, if you're feeling a bit pooey, you can go beans. His sister, Alexa, said, well, a bit of cheese. He went, oh no, the cheese is making it a bit posh. You're putting two ingredients on.
Posh, yeah.
The cheese. But posh would be a bit of chili con carne, a prawn cocktail. That's his difference between posh and pooey. So there we go. Just thought I would share that.
And his sister Alexis was
she was chips.
She was all right. Only home cooked though, which girl after her own heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Home cooked chip, absolutely.
Yeah, we had a good home cooked chip, didn't we?
We did last week. It was delightful.
For anybody who was from the northeast, the Rose Tree at Shincliffe.
It was very good.
The chips were fine and divine. Very good. We could have shared the whole meal. It was huge.
It was gigantic. It had 2 wraps, a whole sizzler and a huge plate of chips.
Yeah.
We were like, that is a lot of food. But we put a good shift in with it.
We did. And we had people under the tables even wanting to know, what have you got over there?
Yeah,
you know,
we were sharing.
It's just the energy we give off. People
we were
just
giving
want to
that
talk
energy
to us. That's the thing. It's like people are like, these women are open. Come and talk to us.
Come and talk to us. Well, we also had Jenny come in on the DMs. Now, Jenny, her husband is from New Zealand. She's done that 28-hour flight.
Oh.
Now, what Jenny suggested, now, just to be very clear, Jenny is not going barefoot to the toilet. No. She is deploying a Birkenstock clog, which I think is a very solid choice of footwear for a flight. Now, you can leave a sock on with that. I have some Birkenstock clogs. Liam's not a fan of them. When I wear them with the sock, he's like, why?
Is it a look? Is it a look?
Well, the cool kids wear them. I saw it on TikTok. Fair enough, it was a look 2 years ago. I'm not sure it's still a look. But
and how old were these cool kids?
All ages.
All right,
but more so in the 20s and the 40s. But it is a look. But I think the socks and Birks is a look. But so you can have a toasty foot, but then you can just slip them out.
Slide,
so you can slip them out and put them on top of the clog. But I think a clog is a very robust solution, which is, I think, what Sam was going for with the sparkly Crocs. But it's a different aesthetic, I'll be honest.
Yes.
It's not necessarily the aesthetic I would be choosing, but Sam, I love that for you. Just don't make me have any.
Send us a picture, Sam. We want to see these pink sparkly Crocs. Rock in the airport, thank you.
Yes, we'd love to know more about it. But yeah, I still think people are telling fibs because we've not encountered anybody going barefoot. But people are enjoying a sock. There's a lot of big feelings like who is going to the toilet barefoot?
There may be people who've done it a bit like Adam and have never really thought about it, and then they've had this question of the week's just floating out there in the universe, and they're like,
Well, yeah, we are essentially doing a public service here because we're getting people to think about their actions. We need you to think about your actions. And
are you walking barefoot into a very high traffic area?
High traffic. And what if there's
where
a bit of turbulence?
Just aiming at children. I mean,
aiming at children.
No, they're also not aiming at the children. No. But children are quite messy.
Yes.
Children are quite messy and yeah.
So, well, and men, if you stand up. Now, Liam was raised well by his mum. He's always done a sit-down wee. I might have talked about this before. Have I talked about this?
Now, actually, do you know what? Paul at work actually a few weeks ago had said to me that he thought it should be a question of the week. As a man, are you standing up or sitting down? Because he had quite strong views.
What's his views?
Men should stand.
No, Paul, because you pittle everywhere. You pittle everywhere, man.
And when he
Paul.
said it, I thought, I'm not going to say it because I knew you'd shared with me that your Liam sits
No,
down.
actually, do you know what? I need to come in on this because when people come to our house, because our toilet seat is never up. Because Liam has never left the toilet seat up
Because he's not putting it up.
in all the years that
Yeah.
we've been together. He's never left the toilet seat up. But sometimes his friend comes round and I go in the toilet and I have a visceral reaction
Because you're not used
when
to
I see the toilet seat up. And when
Yes.
we had people round at the weekend and there was a gentleman who went to the toilet. Well, and I don't know who to blame actually. Michael, was it you? It was either Michael or Leanne's boys. Leanne and Michael's boys. She's
What
got
about
two
your dad?
boys. So between,
What about your dad?
he didn't go to the toilet
Oh,
in the time that he was here. But
sorry, Steve. I wasn't trying to put it out on your dad. I knew you'd
Yeah.
obviously. I was thinking, yeah.
I'm not sure if he would leave the seat up actually. But I went up the stairs and I did a gasp. I did a gasp because I was like, one of you has left the toilet seat up, and I do have a visceral reaction to it. I find it very unenjoyable. We'd gone to a restaurant once and there was two toilets, and to be fair, they could be gender neutral toilets. It didn't really. It was just a small restaurant where there was two toilets at the back, but I think one of them had a ladies' sign on, and there was a big party of men in the restaurant. And my friend Catherine went up to go to the toilet, and we were the only people in the restaurant with this big party of men. And we'd already been at the toilet, and when she went back up again, one of them had been to the ladies' toilet and left the seat up.
Oh,
Not only did we lambast them, we sent them up the stairs. We're like, which one of you was it? And we were like, get yourself up there and then get that seat down. And there was pittle all over it. And no, thank you. I'm not here for it. So Paul, you're wrong in your views, basically, about the standing up. Because you leave the seat up. I've then got to put my hand on the seat. Now we've got a soft close lid, so it's not too bad because I can pull it down.
You haven't got to like hold it so it doesn't clank.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, I don't want to be touching that, and I don't want your wee on my fingers. I don't want to clean up your wee from the rim of my toilet. I just don't want any of these things to happen. So if you just sat down like a civilized person, life would be better for everyone involved. Thank you. That's the end of my TED talk around weeing on the toilet.
Well, do you know what? We may have just slipped in a little bonus question of the week. People might be able to come in about their views about standing up, sitting down, toilet.
Yeah, we've talked
down, whatever. We've got a bonus.
Who knew we're having such a wee related theme this week? But are we ready for the new question?
I'm ready, Liane.
Okay.
Come on.
Taking a different turn away from weeing. But we're going on to hot drinks.
Oh, nice.
I want to know, are you a tea or a coffee person? Or are you both? Are you neither? Or are you something else? I want to know all about your tea and coffee or something else.
Oh,
and then I've got other questions. But let's start and I'll come in with them.
Right. Okay. So, I think I'll have mentioned this. I'm very sensitive to caffeine.
You are.
But I absolutely love coffee. I am a coffee. I mean, espresso martinis were one of my favourite cocktails when I drank. Oh, I mean, I have actually gone into somewhere before and asked them if they can do me a decaf one. And they can, by the way. So just so you know, but because you want one of them lovely divine tasting drinks, and then it's 9 o'clock at night and you think this is not working, not working. I did once actually, just a slight digression, but it is about coffee. It was somebody I worked with. It was during COVID and when she was turning 60 and you were only allowed 4 people out. It was like during the time when you could go 4. And she's like, I'd love you to come. And there's a beautiful bar in Durham called the Champagne Bar. And we went there and she was
it's not actually called that.
Oh, what's it called?
Ebony.
Oh, okay. I think anyone from there.
We all call it the Champagne Bar.
But it's called Ebony.
Everyone calls it the Champagne Bar.
Check you coming in with the facts,
I know, it's on first. Oh, should we put it on the calendar? It's the first time.
Yeah. I love it.
It might be Ebony Champagne Bar. I'm not actually sure, but everyone calls it the Champagne Bar. But it's actually called Ebony. Sorry to jump in there with that.
No. And we're here for the facts when we can get them. Go, but you are right. But it was a Sunday afternoon. We'd been drinking for quite a while, and we decided we wanted another espresso martini, and I was like, I've had a few. So I said to the girl, I went, can I have can I have a decaf one? She's like, yeah. So we had another couple, was very, very merry, very merry. And I woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, having full on palpitations. And I mean, like really, really, I was like, oh, So we had a phone call later that day, and I said, I don't think them espresso martini, the late ones that I had with decaf, and she went, well, I don't think mine were caffeinated. I think they're getting ours the wrong way around. So yeah, so I'm very, very sensitive, and it can make me feel like I'm like having an absolute high, and then I'll drop in the drops. It's not great. Heart palpitations,
Not
just
the one.
feeling like you're a bit
Not
like
the one.
on the edge. So I only have, I've been going wild, to be fair. I bought a coffee machine last year. I'm making my own cappuccinos, and I have to say, I do have two now. I used to only have
Pushing the
one.
boat
I'm
out with
pushing
the
the
two.
boat out. But so I very much appreciate, have a lot of gratitude. You know, in our daily podcast, quite often I'm like, oh, that cup of coffee is beautiful. So I do enjoy a cup of coffee. Now, you know, I also am then liking my flavoured tea. So I normally have
teas.
So I have 2 cups of coffee, I have 2 cappuccinos on a morning, and then I have my fruit teas. So there we go. And I will have various flavours throughout the day, whatever they are. They've got no caffeine in. I can have as many as I want. I can have them hot when they've gone lukewarm during the day. I can have them. Now, in terms of tea, I used to very much enjoy a cup of tea, but I've got to have, it's not something I would have. The only occasion that I ever have a cup of tea would be, you know, when you go to, well, you don't eat fish, but when you go to a fish restaurant, like where they do fish and chips shop, but like cafe that you've
Like
eaten.
where you sit in.
And they do a fish, chips, a cup of tea, and bread and butter. Oh,
Bread and butter.
Although if it's bread and butter.
Butter.
But, and there we go, my God.
Those
northern tones
coming through there.
But if it's an afternoon, if it's after like 12 o'clock, she's asking for a decaf tea. I mean, I'm going wild. Wild. But I love a cup of tea with
your bread and butter and your fish and chips.
So that would be it. But also, I'm just going to come in. I don't mind. I know you enjoy a Nescafé Gold Blend coffee. I don't mind a cup of coffee. I do prefer it as a cappuccino. But the reason that I don't drink it anymore is because I prefer it black. It stains your teeth, especially when you're whitening them. I mean, I am in the need. I could do with some new bleach. So Brian, my dentist, he does listen. I saw him last week. Big shout out, Brian.
Brian, could you not have given us some teeth whitening while he was there?
He was saying my teeth were good. He does ask me every time he sees me if I grind my teeth, and I don't. I don't think I do anyway.
I feel he should tell you if you do.
No, he knows. I think he knows I don't, but I think there's some movement in my teeth that makes it look like I do. But I wouldn't know if I think I'd have a lot of pain in my jaw and things, and that's why I don't. No, it's my mouth tape anyway, I don't.
Well, I didn't know I ground. Turns out I did grind my teeth and I had no clue. When I went to the dentist, there was some erosion. I don't know if that's the right word, but at the back she was like, "Oh, you grind your teeth." I was like, "Do I?" And so when you're saying, you think you would know.
Yeah.
But I feel the mouth tape stops that. But obviously, I wear my retainers now as well, and me elastics to sort of. My mouth is pretty much wired shut throughout the night with me elastics, keeping my mouth clamped shut and my mouth tape. There's no grinding happening these days, no grinding whatsoever.
No grinding. No, I'm not grinding either.
No.
But, so, I could, but it can stain your teeth. I could be, but Brian, I'm in a little bit shout out for a bit of bleach on my teeth as well. So, but do you know what? Big shout out to Brian. He is amazing. But I went into the dentist last week and he was absolutely celebrating us. He was cheering us on. And
we love a cheerleader.
We do. So thank you, Brian, very much for being there as our cheerleaders.
We are here for that.
Yes, absolutely. So I think I think that's my tea and coffee crack. I don't mind a hot chocolate. Oh yeah. I mean, when I'm feeling a little bit. I don't make it in the house, but Christmas.
Treat yourself.
Treat myself a good mint hot chocolate. But I'm having that skinny, by the way. No cream, no marshmallows. No, thank you, please.
No, thank you.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I am a coffee girl, but, and this is a bit of a disclaimer. Well, you've already alluded to it with the chat of the Nescafé Gold Blend, but a confession, which not something I would have confessed before, but I'm in my big, bold and brave era. But here we go. I prefer a Nescafé Gold Blend over a proper coffee. I just love a Nescafé Gold Blend. I like an instant coffee. I do like a proper coffee. But if I had a preference, you can't beat just a cup of Nescafé Gold Blend.
Hey,
I am here for it.
I don't judge.
You don't judge. I disclosed that to you on our daily podcast about about 9 months ago, and I was like, do you know what, Melissa?
Honey.
I just prefer my Nescafé Gold Blend. So I do like a flat white or a latte or something like that. And it might be that I'm more sensitive to the caffeine in like a proper coffee, but I just prefer my Nescafé Gold Blend. Just leave me be. And I remember I was at work one day, and I think it was in between. I was in a meeting with one person, and then I had probably a 1 minute break between my next meeting, and I'd run and just quickly got myself a cup of coffee. And as I joined the call with him, he said, "Have you got a coffee?" He said, "How did you manage that?" I said, "Oh, I just ran and got a coffee." And he went, "Well, how did you have time to do that?" And then I went. And then I thought, oh, you think you've got an impression of me. You think I'm a proper coffee drinker.
You think you're machine.
And I'm not. And I said, oh no. I said, well, full disclosure, it's I like an instant coffee. And he gasped in horror.
Was he judging?
He very much judged me, Dave. If you've listened to the podcast, he rang me the other week and I said, Dave, have you listened to our podcast? And he said,
I sent him a voice note and told him about our podcast.
Well, he rang me and I said, by the way, have you listened to the podcast? And he said he was going to, but then he didn't.
He's never been back, has he? Shall we check in with him?
Yeah, we might need to send him a little...
So he got a shout out in this one.
Yeah, see if he listens. He told his wife about it. So hi, Angela, if you are listening.
Yes, hi, Angela.
Lovely if you are. But yes, he very much judged me for my Nescafé Gold Blend. But now I own it now. I'm like, I like a Nescafé Gold Blend.
You do you.
I am doing me.
Do you.
Yes.
We are not here to judge. We are here to be. You do what you want, what you love. You can drink what you want.
I can. I can. And the courage to tell you that I can.
Yeah.
But there's nothing better than your first sip of Nescafé Gold Blend on a morning. I love it. However, and I normally have 3 cups of coffee a day. I'm not sensitive to caffeine. I could have a cup of coffee before bed and be fine. But I would have 3 cups. Some days I have 4. But then once it gets past 11 o'clock, I love it on a morning. First thing, it's like the best thing in my life. But once it hits 11 o'clock, 11:30, I very, very rarely have any interest in a cup of coffee. It gets to 11:30 and people are like, do you want a coffee? I'm like, absolutely not. No, thank you. Whereas some people and people I work with, they'll drink coffee all day. They love like an Americano, no milk, just going in with like a litre size one.
I've got a question and I have got something I think you should share with our listeners if you hadn't thought anyway. But the question is first, you know when you've had a drink? So you've had alcohol.
Yes.
Can you still have a cup of coffee the next day?
Oh, yes.
And do you enjoy it?
Yes.
So when I used to drink...
I think it sorts you out.
Oh, not the taste. I really...
This is where you were going wrong. You're going in with your fancy coffee. Get in on the Nescafé Gold Blend.
I couldn't have any though. It's even the smell, the taste of it. And I've got a couple of friends who are the same. Sarah Jane's the same.
No.
There's something about that. It just used to knock me a little bit sick.
No, perks me right up. Me right up.
You just said there, so on an afternoon, you're not drinking the coffee. I know you like a
cherry Pepsi Max, baby.
Yeah.
But I only have one
treat of the day.
It is my treat of the day. It is my post-work treat. Now, I only want one can a day. I'm not going wild. As soon as I finish work, I log off. I get my cherry Pepsi Max, or as Liane calls it, do you want your cherry Pepsi Pops? Your cherry Pepsi Pops, and I have it with the straw and I take it into the conservatory, me and Hank, and we go and sit there, and it's one of my favourite times of the day, my cherry Pepsi Max. Now,
glory in the ordinary.
Glory in the ordinary. You're getting a little bonus in the question of the week with some glory in the ordinary. But I've sometimes started having it at about 4 o'clock. I'll have it while I'm at work. Now, it does make me burp a lot. Like, it gives me some very ferocious, is that a word? Ferocious, loud burps. It does. I don't know how people are just drinking pop in the wild without burping. And it makes me full. So I don't know how people eat a meal with a fizzy drink, because it makes me really full and burp, which is delightful. Sometimes like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, just have my cherry Pepsi Max.
Just be me.
Just be me. I'm a little burp. My post-work burps. But yes, I do love my cherry Pepsi Max. I drink water the rest of the time. Rarely have a hot drink. Now, I'd like to like tea. And over the last month, I've had 2 cups of tea. I've just been like, should I just try it and see if I like it? I've never been a tea drinker. I don't understand. One question I don't understand is different varieties of tea. Now, I can tell with different types of coffee. So obviously, I am a Nescafé Gold Blend fan, or a NGB, as I think Ed, a friend of the podcast, popped it in, NGB, Nescafé Gold Blend. I had to work it out in my head there. I couldn't, it just didn't slip up the tongue. So I am an NGB fan. Now, in the office at work, I think it's some kind of Kenko shenanigans. I want no part of that. I'm like, no, thank you. That is brutal. I'd rather go without than have some dodgy stuff. No, thank you. It's not for me. Don't want to be ungrateful, but I am being. But with tea, is it the same? So a lot of people like a Yorkshire tea. Is it Tetley's? Is PG Tips? How does it taste? Like, I don't drink tea and I don't understand it. So if I had a different type of brand of tea, can you tell the difference? Obviously, you must be able to, because people have tea preferences.
What I will say is you can't beat tea that is out of the teapot or tea leaves. I've been for some afternoon teas where they actually doing it with the tea leaves, and the flavour is very solid.
Solid.
Well, that was a word, wasn't it? It was very solid.
Solid. That's
very
not how I would normally describe tea.
No,
actually, and we talked about this today. So we talked about this with Jo, and she said she is a big fan of a teapot, and she actually had a disclosure that she has a teapot. I didn't know this about her. We have been friends. Well, we've known each other since we're about 3 or 4 years old. So we've known each other for over 40 years, and I did not know this fact about her.
Liane, there's the power of question of the week.
Power of the question.
You now know that
she has a teapot.
Friends has got a teapot.
Yeah, new information.
And what did she also share about when she's out and about in tea?
Well, she won't pay for a tea. That's for certain.
And I think she's right. I agree with her.
She said, I'm not paying £5 for a tea. She loves the coffee. Where she works, they have a Costa, so she treats herself to a Costa. She will pay the big bucks on a coffee, but she's not paying the big bucks on a tea.
But I understood her rationale. So she said if you were getting, sometimes if you get a meal and a breakfast and you might get your tea or coffee with it, she'd absolutely go for that. But she's like, when they're charging you £3-4, like, it's a tea bag.
A tea bag, a bit of water and some milk.
And it's like, so she doesn't feel like she's getting her value for money with that. That's the difference.
We understand. We're here for that.
Yes.
Me as Martin, money saver here, there's no way. Yeah. I say this, if I liked it, I probably would. But it does feel a little bit overpriced to be charging that for a tea.
I get that. I think there was some logic behind.
Yes. Now, Jo, I think her preference is tea, but she does love coffee. She likes all of the hot drinks, basically. She's a big fan of a hot drink.
Did she about hot chocolate as well?
Yes. So I think she likes the thought of a hot chocolate, but it can often be underwhelming. So she's not interested in
the texture.
She's not interested in a powdered one that you're just making up yourself, but a proper one made with melted chocolate she's here for. Now, she's not a cream fan. No, thank you. Keep your cream, keep your marshmallows. She wants none of that. But a proper hot chocolate with melted chocolate she's here for. Yeah. But yeah, big fan of the hot drinks overall, really is Jo.
Yeah.
And I think she would drink a coffee or tea any time of the day. We'd been on a night out and she's got herself a cup of tea out of the Wetherspoons machine or a coffee somewhere. I might be making that up. Maybe unverified information, but hey ho. But she loves a hot drink. So what we want to know is, are you a tea or a coffee person? If so, tell me about your preference of brand. I'd love to know. I want to know about tea. What is your favourite tea preference? Now, some people, Liane O'Shea, for example, she likes hers to be builder's strength. It's got to be super, super, super strong and just the tiniest dash of milk. She screams in my face as I'm making her tea, that's too much. I'm like, I know you only like a dribble of milk, but it doesn't stop her shouting at me about putting a dribble of milk in. But that's how she likes hers. So are you the same?
Well, I know that. So you were saying builder's tea there, where Siobhan, I know this already about her. She likes her baby tea.
Baby tea.
So it's got so much milk in it. Yeah, it's got so much milk in it. It looks like if you were making it for a child. Baby tea.
Baby tea. Now, do we have any other secret lovers of the NGB?
We have different names for it. So we've got builder's tea there, and we've got baby tea. How are you describing your tea?
How are you describing your tea?
We're here for it.
Yeah. Are you a secret lover of the instant coffee? Do you feel you've got to hide your love of the your secret love of the instant coffee? Do you feel you have to pretend that you're all fancy with a filter coffee or a an espresso or an Americano? Do you feel that you've got to pretend to be somebody you're not? Let us give you the courage to, you can be safe with us. You can tell us if you love a Mellow Birds, for example, you can get in touch and we won't judge you, although we possibly will if it's Mellow Birds.
I'm judging less.
Well,
We
anyway.
know the score.
So that concludes Question of the Week. Get in touch. We want to hear from you. We have a WhatsApp number now, so it is unmonitored. The WhatsApp number is not monitored. So, but you can leave us a message on 0774. Oh no,
Oh, we weren't ready.
no,
We weren't.
We weren't ready. Let's take it from the top. 07466 324 579. 07466 324 579.
Just to carry out, Limitless Liam is trying to find us a jingle. We appreciate that. This might be a moment where you're going, we are doing the 15-second skip there because why are we hearing their voices? But at the moment, we want you to know we've got a number. Limitless Liam has been and sorted us out. WhatsApp number is there for you to come in. Tell us about giving us your response to the question of the week. Come in, share, tell us, give us some question of the week ideas.
Yes.
If you have got something you want us to talk about, come in and let us know. Slip in to our WhatsApp number as well.
Yes.
But we won't be responding to that number. We're not managing it.
No.
And we also want to put out the caveat that if you do share on WhatsApp and you do not want to be your name mentioned in the podcast or the WhatsApp shared in the podcast, because we have Limitless Liam knows how to do that. We will be able to put you in. So do let us know that. And we will not share, and we will not share your name if you want to be kept anonymous. So let us know that.
Yes, but by voice noting in to the WhatsApp, we may use your audio for the purposes of the podcast. Yes. So if that's not for you, that's not the number for you, babe. That is not the number for you.
Yeah.
But you can also get in touch, join us at theriseandhive.com on email, or you can slide into our DMs on Instagram at The Rise and Hive Podcast.
Yes.
We want to hear from you. We love to hear your reflections and question of the week. So that concludes another episode.
Yeah, can I quickly, Cummings, I've just remembered something.
Go on then.
We do talk about Spotify all of the time, but we did... And we will go back and comment on the Spotify comments.
Oh, yeah.
Now we've realised we've got a couple of new listeners on Apple who have left comments for us. Thank you. Apple don't let you respond back on the comments.
No.
So it's not that we're ignoring you. We have seen them. We acknowledge you. We're very grateful. Thank you very much.
For your support.
Yes, but Apple haven't got that functionality yet, so come on, Apple, do better. Thank you.
Yeah, because if you do leave us a message on Spotify, we always reply, and
Yes.
we just can't on Apple Podcasts.
But we do appreciate you. When we have read them, we very much enjoyed reading them. So thank you.
Yes.
So
nice little bringing that in. Okay. Well, hope you have a fabulous week.
Yes.
And lots of love.
It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Liane